hands down. In fact, my hands aren't actually on the surface, they're hovering above the surface, and that's because this is using vision to see my hand, it's not using touch. So if you're familiar with LCD screens or screens in general, they have a red, green and a blue pixel. So for every red, green and blue pixel, this has a fourth pixel, which is a camera pixel. So this entire surface has a set of cameras across the surface. So we have a high definition display that can display, but it can also see. So why does that get interesting? Let's go into data visualizer. I put my hands down on the surface, and if you guys want to put your hands down, So now we have a surface that is a multi-touch, but it's a multi-touch, multi-user multi-touch. So you'll probably switch this back on. That's okay. So it's multi-user, multi-touch. You're familiar with smartphones, you're familiar with tablets, and those devices are multi-touch, but they're single-person multi-touch. This is multi-user multi-touch. So I'm going to put my hand down, I'll show you one thing before I jump into another application. It's got the X and Y coordinates. And just as this gentleman's doing here, when I move my finger around, it shows the orientation of my finger. So it recognizes which direction my finger is pointing in. So why is that interesting? Just give me a second. I go into this application. Grab a card. So I can go in here, I can perform a search using Bing on the keyboard, but I'm not going to do that. I've got these two cards here, and they just have a dot pattern printed on the back. It's nothing special, it's not RFID or NFC, it's just a dot pattern that the screen can recognize. Because remember, this screen can see. So I put this first card down, second card down, and I'm going to do a search for maps, and this one's going to do a search for images. I'm going to take the cards away. This comes out with a map of Las Vegas, so if I can do all the normal things that you might expect. I can zoom in, I can switch it into aerial mode, I can say show me places that are nearby, food and dining, click on one of these, so I'd like some more information, and that more information comes up, and then over here on my phone, if I want to take that information away with me, I can just scan this Microsoft tag, it recognizes the tag, click on the tag, and then it allows me to save this into my phone. So imagine I'm in a hotel lobby, I'm looking for directions or looking for a place to go for dinner. I can literally search for that information digitally and then take it away with me on my phone. So remember I talked about the orientation of your finger. Why is that important? Well, watch what happens when I tap on this Las Vegas sign here. So I tap on the image, it rotates towards me. That's because the surface is literally seeing my finger. It can see the direction and the orientation of my finger. So if somebody over on this side, if you tap and hold on an image, you'll see that maybe tap this image, you'll see it rotates towards you. So other people can tap on images. And now what you start to see is we've got multiple different people interacting with the surface at the same time. So it truly is this multi-user, multi-person, multi-touch environment. So unlike other devices that are out there, we now have this surface unit that multiple people can gather around. It's great for entertainment, it's great in a hospitality type environment. So let me show you just a couple more applications. We'll go into DaVinci from Razorfish. And on this one we can draw on the surface, so you can feel free to use your fingers, you can draw away. And you can see it recognizes when I use my little finger, it's a thin swipe. If I use my index finger, then it's a thicker swipe, because again it can see, literally see my finger. I can also use instruments, so let me give you that brush, and you can paint away with a brush, and obviously you can see the bristles of the brush, and I can use different angles. So I'm going to just clear the screen here for a second, show you a few other things that we can do with this. I'm just going to draw a circle, and I've got some controls here. I can do things like change gravity, it slips away. Or I can make all of the surfaces hard, and I can change the elasticity of the surface. So now what I'm doing is taking physics, if you like, and adding physics onto this surface. So we're replicating the physical world in the digital world. So now we have a ball that bounces. If I draw some other balls, they start to bounce off, and it's bounced off the surface. So I'll change the elasticity a little. And other people can draw away, you can all draw at the same time, and we can start to see these things interacting with each other. And literally we have a surface that can interact in a very physical way, but through a digital surface. So this is Microsoft's Surface 2.0. It's a product that's built in collaboration with Samsung. The product is called, Samsung call it the Samsung SUR40, and it's this very unique technology that is a high definition LCD or LCD screen that can display as well as see. Maybe I'll just show you one more application.